Hey everyone, time for a bit of Omnisphere synth programming on how to make a sort of like an epic synth brass sound. Something that sounds like If you enjoy these videos that I'm putting out, please do remember to smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So the first thing we want to do is initialize the patch. So go up to Utility and select Initialize Patch, and that will set everything to the good old square bright that we all love in Omnisphere. And the first thing after that we're going to do is set this to shared. So that means the signal path in Omnisphere is going to be shared, and on the filter and the envelope. So if it's under yellow, anything under yellow means the signal path for any layer is going to go for exactly the same filter, envelopes, and amplitude. So that saves some lovely resources. On layer A, I want to go to classic waveforms, sawtooth, and I want the Minotaur saw, and we are going to stick with the basic 12 decibel low pass, turn cutoff all the way down, resonance all the way down, key where it is, and the envelope, filter envelope section, all the way off. So we should have no sound. That's exactly what we want. If you want to know what it sounds like at the moment, is if you just turn the cutoff up. So the next bit is going to be the unison. And in unison, I want to go to depth and move that up a little bit. And I think that's all I need to do. Yeah, that's all I need to do for this one. And I'm going to speed things up by saying copy layer, and I'm going to paste the layer. So on exactly the same settings on layer A and layer B. Now, what I want to do with layer B though, is if I just turn the cutoff up a bit, you get that strange, weird phasing because they're playing exactly the same note. If I turn this sense to about 9, the waveforms are slightly detuned, which gives a nice, wonderful, thick sound. Now, what I want to do next is go to the amp envelope. And on the amp envelope, I just need to bring this up a touch, leave depth where it is, bring the shed down a bit, and the release just slightly above the attack. So got a nice little sort of like pyramid going here. And we'll have the velocity layer bang center. I'm just going to zoom into the amp envelope because I just want to do a little tweak. And to do that, just press on the plus sign. And I just want to bring this down a shade. And I just want to ink that a little bit that way. Subtle movement, but it's required. And the other thing I want to make sure is that loop and sync are off for this. Otherwise, the amplitude thing will just... Sorry, just go back into it again. Once it gets to the end, it's going to cycle and repeat, which we don't want because we want like a trumpety brass sound. So next up is the filter section, and this is the easy bit. Turn everything off. Literally, all the sliders down to 0, and that's your envelope sorted. Now, what I want to do is, if I now click on cutoff, I'll tell you what, I'll do it from here so you can actually see what's going on. If I do this source, because it'll go off the screen otherwise. So I'm going to go into layer A. I want to say mod envelope 1. Just bear with me, try that again. Mod envelope 1. Why is it not doing? I want mod envelope 1. There we go, mod envelope 1. And I want to assign that to the cutoff. Going to jump up the mod envelope all the way up. And I'm going to click into layer B. Notice how that goes greys out. That lets us know which modulation sources and targets are actually active on each layer. And I'm going to do exactly the same. Mod envelope 1. And I'm going to send that also to the cutoff. But this time I'm going to leave that where that is, and it doesn't go as far. There's a reason for that. I also want them in here. I want to do velocity. So I want to do velocity. I want to send that to the amplitude. And this time we want to bring this down to the middle. And we want to do exactly the same on layer A. Well, it's done that, we'll move that down just below halfway. We now have this sound. So we are getting there. If we then go into the effects section, and on the common, we're going to put in a power filter. That's under filter section, Adrian. Power filter. And I want the cutoff around about here. So in between there and there, I'll do nicely. Resonance where it is. And everything else I'm going to stay the same. I think we actually have, if I go into the filter section, no, it's the mod envelope section. I want loop and sync off the mod envelope. That's exactly what I want. So now a bit of analog chorus, and we want to go to, is it modulation? Yeah, analog chorus, and we'll have the setting as the classic 80s chorus just to get us started. Bring the rate down a bit, bring the depth down a bit, and we're going to stick on some proverb. I'm going to leave that. I think we're going to leave all the settings as they are. Yep, everything looks good there. And then we're going to just do a delay, a 1 BPM delay here. I'm going to bring that right down to about there. That'll do it. And we've got a bright sound now. So what I want to do, I want to darken this a bit. So I'm just going to go into the mod envelope. I'm just going to have a look at this, and I'm going to change the attack and then bring the decay section up. See how you get that sound, the wah sound. So that gives us that bit. Now what I want to do, I just want to turn this depth down. You see this depth? This tells us how much of the modulation I'm going to send to cutoff. I'm just going to turn that right down to about here. And we have a nice analog style synth brass sound. So I've saved this patch, as you can tell by the title there. We know what's going to happen next. Just a little pointer. I have just changed the attack, decay and release. Just pulled them down a little touch to give a bit more of a wah sound. Satisfying synth brass sound. And you notice layer B is peaking a touch. So what we're going to do is bring that right now. And then we get... and we can then go into Paul Simon territory. Bit of You Can Call Me Al there. So if you enjoyed this little tutorial, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more wonderful tips and tricks for synthesis and sound design and reviews of sound libraries. So until next time, stay creative, stay sonic. See you in the next one.